Oh, man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is. Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah! Grab a cold one. It's Brewsday Tuesday. Brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is DreZ and Huck.
There you go.
Isn't that a lovely sound?
It is a lovely sound.
It is indeed Brewsday Tuesday, as Matt Anthony mentioned, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. My name is DreZ. I got Huck from Huck's Beer Buzz in studio with me.
Yeah, you do.
And if the mics sound a little different,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Where
because we're in Studio B, which, as all of our listeners know, that means we do happen to have a guest. We have Erich Allen, owner and master brewer from Studio Brew, in the studio with us. Erich, thanks so much for coming in, my man.
Hey, thank you guys for the opportunity to be here, man. This is great.
Anytime we can get somebody to come into the studio and bring us beer, we are all about it. So
It's our favorite
thank
beer.
You.
Free beer.
Free beer. It tastes so good.
It's our favorite.
So before we start jumping into all things Studio Brew, what did you give us to pop for this first round?
Oh, wow. Okay, so we brought in our Das Pilsner, which is a Southern German-style Pilsner. It's not like a Czech Pilsner. There's not much sulfur on the bite. So this is just a real clean, crisp lager Pilsner with some real nice Pilsner malt with 4 different types of hops. So we use Saaz, Perle, Tettnang, and we drop in a little special secret hops in there. So it's really kind of cool. Now, the nice thing about it is it goes back to an old German style. It's clean. It's just a fun beer to enjoy, and it pretty much goes with anything as far as pairing.
And that's what you popped over there.
So I
Huh?
guess
You got that in the bottle.
I guess the question comes to mind, is this like Southern fried beer or is this Southern German beer? See, I'm confused already. We're just getting going.
Southwest Virginia.
Southwest Southern fried beer. I mean, I'm thinking that's your next beer you should make. Southern fried beer.
They're definitely doing all sorts of fun stuff over at Studio Brew, and we'll hop into that in a minute. But over here, you gave me a can to pop, a nice little pounder with a nice little blondie on here, Dockside Blonde Ale. Is this label? That's based off your wife, right? This little blondie here in the baby.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Better be.
That beer is just a great beer right there as well. What's really cool is we use a boatload. Yeah, that's a measurement. Right up there with ton. With zested lime. But on that one, we actually used a boatload of New Zealand type hops. So you got Pacific Jade, Green Bullet, Wakatu, Dr. Rudy. It's just a real fun blonde ale, but it comes in at 7%.
There you go.
And at 49 IBUs, it does its bit.
So that one's a Huck Session beer. Anything over 7 and up is a Huck Session beer.
Yeah.
This one's 5.5.
I was going to ask you. Yeah, we went right into the source, so we didn't have to read the label like
That's
we
right.
usually do.
I glanced at it.
So Erich, not only are you the brewmaster over there, but you're the owner. So I'm assuming this is all your brainchild, right? So give me some background about Studio Brew. How did it start? Where did the idea come from? How long you been brewing? Give me the rundown. Everything.
Great. Thank you so much. Hey, so actually, I'm a commercial and advertising photographer for over 38 years. Been doing it professionally for 38 years. And I just have this really cool knack of kind of creating businesses out of hobbies. So I'm also into audio, video, smart technologies, and things of this nature. So it's always having something to do with a studio orientation. But with green screens and all that whole bit, I didn't need my photographic studio anymore. And then back in 2008, when the world took a dump, I had some time on my hands. So I got into home brewing. And, the cool story is, short and sweet, ended up going to a State of Franklin homebrewers meeting. And I met a guy, his name's Jamie McGinnis, great guy. I met him, and he's like, hey, I've never seen somebody like you before. I was like, dude, I've never seen anybody like you before. He goes, you like beer? I was like, yeah. And he goes, I happen to have one. He pulls it out of his coat, right? A wee heavy. I was like, that's pretty cool. And he goes, you got a glass? I was like, no. He goes, I happen to have one. So I have an extra. So I taste his beer, and it's like, my God, you made this? And he goes, yeah. I was like, can I make something like this? And he goes, and beyond. And I ended up coming home and woke my wife up, and she goes, "How was the homebrew club meeting?" I was like, "Honey, I met my people and found my religion."
Found your
my life will never be the same.
And from that moment on, it was a vision quest to learn everything I could possibly learn, and ended up doing 7 all-grain brews the first week. Totally destroyed my wife's kitchen and dining room. I mean, seriously, we had to remodel it, right?
Oh, wow.
I'm not allowed in the house. I have my own shop somewhere.
There we go.
Undisclosed location.
Undisclosed.
It might be on, some of the social media.
A couple more beers, we'll get it out of you.
So how long ago did you get the bug when you were at that meeting?
Oh, that was 2008.
When did you open Studio Brew?
I'm sorry?
When did you open Studio Brew?
And then basically, started converting my studio into, hey, let's turn this into a brewery, and then took my dark room and made it a lab. And in my audio video company, I had a gentleman that said, "Hey man," I gave him a Belgium strong ale as a gift, and he goes, "Dude, this is pretty good." I said, "Thank you." He goes, "Can you do it again?" I was like, "It's dialed in 24/7, boss." He goes, "If you ever think about going professional, let me know." So that
He was your first investor, I
yeah,
guess?
and it was
Partner?
like, how hard can it be to start a brewery? I should have followed that question with, how hard is it to maintain a brewery? So,
Yeah.
2010, we ended up opening the doors of Studio Brew in our photographic studio right there in the Tri-Cities in Kingsport, Tennessee, and then quickly realized we're working ourselves to death with a 1-barrel system.
Oh, yeah.
Migrated to a 3-barrel. Realized we're taking the same amount of time to do 3-barrel. And then it became a vision quest to turn this into a bigger facility. So now we've got a 22-barrel high-gravity system with 415 fermenters and 3 30-barrels. So, turning and burning, baby.
So 2010, that's before I guess you could almost say the bubble, like the fad of the breweries popping
Yeah,
up.
that's early. That is early.
That's true. Yeah, you're going on a decade.
I'm surprised I hadn't, really, you weren't on my radar earlier.
Yeah.
So, I've been writing about beer for 8 years, 9 years.
So. Well, we're here now.
Yeah. and you guys are actually based out of Bristol, right? So you're right there
Bristol,
on the
Virginia,
right there on the border.
Tennessee,
down
block
southwest.
away from being on Tennessee, yeah.
Wow.
So basically we came across this old building when we realized let's try to find the best place to start our production brewery and a tap room and the whole bit. And we looked at, 20-some locations and found this derelict 3-story building that was about to fall in on itself. And working with the city of Bristol and the Commonwealth, Virginia, turned out to be our home.
There you go.
Awesome, man.
So you like downtown? I know the line runs down Main Street.
Oh, yeah. What's really cool about our brewery is we're not only right downtown, we're right downtown in Cumberland Park there, right across the creek, across the street from the creek there, and you got the new Bristol Hotel right there, and you also have the Country Music Museum right there. So nice. Great time when Rhythm and Root shows up.
Hell yeah! Well, I want to know a little bit more about the actual the setup, the brew pub and all the restaurant side of things. But first, foremost, I think we need to untap these beers. Are you on the Untapped app? Do you do that?
Yeah, we're definitely on Untapped. You can check us out on Studio Brew. Das Pilsner's on there, Dockside. We've got, over, I think it's about 30, 35, 38 different beers. So.
So do you actually
personally
register?
Do you participate? Do you check in beers?
Yeah, I do, but I'm having more fun making beers and, and
we get it.
You don't keep up with it. Nah.
we haven't met the brewery yet that goes, yeah, I'm on Untapped all the time.
Yeah,
I love to rate my buddies' beers, and they love it when I give them a 2.
Well, that's how
we haven't met that guy or gal yet.
Yeah. That's the scale that we like to use. Obviously, it's 0.25 up to 5. DreZ Drinks is my handle. Huck's Beer Buzz is his. And how are you feeling about your Pilsner over
this
there?
Is delicious,
It's really nice. Here we are in Bristol, so you're down there by the racetrack and the whole bit. Yeah. We get a lot of people come in and go, what do you got that's similar to a Bud Light or a Budweiser?
That's your go-to.
We tag them on the Das Pilsner.
I have to disagree because I can't drink Bud Light.
And that's a lot better,
this is
isn't
delicious.
But it's interesting because people go, man, this is like the original Budweiser back in the 60s. It's like, well, it's actually a German Pilsner lager.
Sure. Back before rice was invented. So I saw a meme on the internet that said, the beer transition, you start with a Pilsner, and then you move to like IPAs and pale ales, and then you go on to the barley wines and the stouts and the really big beers, and then you end back up at a Pilsner. So I think if you're going to do that, this would be the one to end up.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can't go back to.
Yeah, this is a 5 Pilsner in Virginia. I mean, I'm just saying this is a good beer.
Thank you very much.
I will say this, man. The blonde. Not only is it, like I said, your wife on here, man.
That's my wife.
It's
Wait
all
a minute.
Is it all of our wives?
My wife's actually blonde.
But man, this is a nice light for being 7%.
I know.
I mean, that's amazing.
Sneaks in, doesn't it?
It really does. And of course, you and me both, Huck, man. We love a beer that's up there, and you can't really tell.
Right. If you're not getting that whole alcohol taste, and it's a big
the
beer.
Blonde on the
sweet.
can is in a bikini, so I could definitely. And this, to me, this is a great beer for like the beach, day drinking, turning your cell phones off.
I did
all that sort of stuff. But yeah, man, this is a great blonde ale. I don't want to just keep throwing out 5s, but this probably is a 5. Let's be honest.
Thank you very much.
This is
I think
good
it's
beer.
a 5. What's really cool is on these beers, everything that I get into on my recipes are all dialed into what I believe everything pairs with beer instead of the other way around. So the Pilsner, great with steaks, great with chicken, seafood. If you're into the veggie direction, it works great with that.
Well, the Pilsner's all around. Like,
right?
Beer and pizza. To me, the Pilsner and the pairing with the pizza.
There you go.
That's the go-to.
There you go.
And the dockside, man, you throw some lime zest on top of some grilled fish. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, like I said, beachy, seafood. I can definitely see that without a doubt. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a tune. We'll come back. We'll drink some more beer.
So we should play a tune by Steely Dan because they're all like studio albums,
Oh, yeah, cool. I dig it.
I was going to ask you if you had a recommendation, but you just
finally came up with one.
Well, I figured I'd ask our guest, but
he's liking it. He's liking it.
Yeah, I'm totally into it.
Hey, dude, I love me some Steely Dan. All right, we'll do that. Steely Dan, we'll come back. We'll drink some more beer. It's Brewsday Tuesday with Erich from Studio Brew right here on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.